honor essential workers this Labor Day weekend, we must also ensure that no one falls through the cracks. Every day, over 2.5 million nannies, care workers, and house cleaners, mostly women, Black and brown, many immigrants, do the work of ensuring that our loved ones can live with dignity, often without some of the most basic rights, workplace protections, and recognition. Every day, domestic workers show up for us. Now let's make sure we're showing up for them.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. Hello, my name is Sophia Bush. I'm incredibly honored to be here today with some of the incredible women who make up the Domestic Workers Alliance. As we are navigating what's happening in the world, in our country, the fallout from COVID-19 and more, it's incredibly important to remember our essential workers and to remember the people who may not be given as much attention out there in the media landscape. And that's really why we're here today. Priscilla, hello. It's so nice to meet you.
Well, thank you, Sophia, for inviting me. And of course, thanks National Domestic Workers Alliance. I've been a family caregiver now for 6 years. This is work that you don't turn off when you go out the door. I want to know that my patient is safe even when I'm not around. During this pandemic, we have to put ourselves on the back burner because we're going into these people's homes and we have to worry about what we're bringing from the outside into their homes so we don't affect them. And so for us to be called heroes now is an understatement because we've been heroes this whole time. We've been doing this work for years.
Susie, how are things going for you in Texas? How are you holding up?
I have been doing this kind of work, caring for the elderly in our community since 1986. I have never ever worked under stressful times as we have when COVID hit. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I work 12-hour shifts. Thursday and Friday and Saturday night, I work 9 to 11 o'clock the next morning. So I'm holding down almost 2 full-time jobs. It's hard, and the COVID-19 has added more stress.
Betania, I'd love to get to know you as well. I'm just wondering how you're feeling in the midst of this, pandemic.
Sí, yo limpio como por 10 familias y aparte de eso también limpio Airbnb. En las casas de familia yo me siento un poco más segura porque las casas de familia son prácticamente las mismas personas siempre. En los Airbnb es un poco más peligroso, pero la limpieza es uno de los puntos número 1 para que podamos mantenernos sanos, para que podamos mantenernos a salvo de toda esta locura que está pasando, porque es algo difícil, muy duro con todo. Y también otra cosa muy triste y que me afectó demasiado fue ver que a los niños les estaba llegando una ayuda de $500 y mis hijos son tan ciudadanos americanos como cualquier niño y a mis hijos no les llegó esa ayuda simplemente porque mis niños son mis hijos, porque mis niños son hijos de una persona indocumentada.
The irony is not lost on me. My grandmother came here as an immigrant. And to hear in particular, in terms of this pandemic, this sort of anti-immigrant sentiment that has been drummed up and not acknowledging the fact that so many people who come here to build a life with their families in the same way that my family did and so many other families did, come here in their first generation as immigrants. They come here very often as undocumented. They have children who are American citizens, and we are leaving families out because of a real failure of the system and also really dangerous rhetoric that is making us forget that the entire point of the American experiment was to build a community.
Our country has always been a melting pot, welcoming every nationality who ever wanted to be American citizens.
What would it look like to be treated as essential? What do you need on the front lines of this fight that you're not actually getting? What do you want, folks like me at home to know?
We need benefits. We need sick days, health insurance. Yeah, the whole realm.
We're not asking for something that we haven't already earned, and we're still earning it. That's the difference.
You're right. And I really do hope that all the folks who we were able to bring into this conversation today will on Twitter or Instagram, search Domestic Workers Alliance, follow the organization, donate what you can. We need boots on the ground here.